Hi, it's Matt from Go Green Autos. So here we have a smart ForTwo electric drive. This is obviously 100% electric. It's got the 17.6 kilowatt hour battery pack. The battery is owned, and this is a convertible. So these are the only convertible electric cars you can currently get, and I'll show you the roof in a minute. But this one is in this nice metallic pale blue with the metallic silver frame. It's got very nice alloy wheels on it as well, and it's got the black interior. So these are two seats. This one's got a few extras. Firstly, you've got an armrest here. You've got the cup holders down in the middle, that's an accessory. You've also got electric mirrors, which often these don't have. It's also got the touchscreen sat-nav system. And what else? Oh, this one doesn't have the heated seats, often they do. But you've got the electric mirrors, which often they don't. And yeah, it's all black inside, and really nice colour. So let's talk about condition then. So the purpose of these videos primarily is to show you the condition. So what that does is allow people to buy them blind, and then I get the vehicle delivered to you, because obviously sometimes there's long distances involved. I can deliver these all over the country. So I'm very picky. I'm very honest as well. I show you every little mark, scrape, scratch or dent, so you know exactly what you're buying, and hopefully that gives people the confidence to buy and then buy them remotely, and then I deliver them to you, which, to be honest, most people do. Probably 9 out of 10 vehicles go without anyone coming to view first. So let's walk around and I will show you the condition. Firstly, it just looks stunning. As you can see, you would look at that and think, wow, what a vehicle. It doesn't really look its age at all. So let's just start at the front. There is no notable stone chips, scratches or marks at all on the front, apart from down the very bottom of the bumper. For some reason, smart cars, ForTwos, always get scratches on the bumpers. I think it's because they are so small. People park them end on, as you can do. You can park it end on in a parking space, and they squeeze them in spaces they really shouldn't do. So there's a few scratches here. There's one there, and a few minor ones there, but they're very low down. You don't really notice them on that side. The alloy wheel is all good and no curbing on there. Just looking down this side, there's no scratching on the mirror cap. The door's all perfect. The doors are plastic on these, by the way. There's a couple of scratches, well, a few scratches here in the silver trim. That's just where you're getting in and out because you're rubbing over there. So there's a little one there, a couple there and a couple there. They may polish out. I haven't put any paint in those. They could probably tidy up a little bit with a bit of silver paint. The back wheel there is perfect. It's all good around here. So the only things to note again is on the very bottom of the bumper on the corners. There's a bit of paint missing here where there's a bit of a scratch, and a very minor brush here, grey should I say. I will put a bit of blue paint in there because I have got the paint for this. And then looking around the back, it's all good here. Again, down low on the bumper, there's a few scratches here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have dabbed a bit of paint in these. It's still visible, but this is all plastic. And again, it's very low down, and you look from what I'm standing a metre away now, you know, you don't see them. Wheel here is all spot on, no scratching or scuffing at all. And then looking down here, I don't think there's a mark anywhere to show you here. The mirror cap, a very minor scratch there in the back of the mirror cap, but really insignificant. And the front wheel there is immaculate again. Actually, I didn't talk about tyres. The tyre tread depths would be on the website. But yeah, the tyres are spot on, they're really good. They're quite new, to be honest. Actually, they could still be originals because this is done ridiculously low mileage. We'll show you that in a minute when I get inside. And this side is all fine. Oh, I'm putting dust on it now. Yeah, and no stone chips in the windscreen. So yeah, apart from low down on the corners where you've got a few little parking scratches, it's and again there on the silver trim at the door, it's really nice condition. It's just a fantastic colour, this colour. It really does suit the Cabriolet well. And then looking on the inside, door cards are all good. The inside is just all immaculate. There's no wear on the seats at all. There's no scratching. The only thing to point out here, which all smart cars do, is they wear at this point. This has got the original smart mats. Carpet underneath is all great, but the mat doesn't cover that point there, and that's where it takes the wear. So it's not as bad as a lot of them are, but as you can see, the original smart mat here is just wearing on the corner, so just don't make the mats big enough. But apart from that, it's all perfect in here. There's nothing to point out. So here on the inside, what I'll do is I'll just start it up. The key the slot is down here between the front seats. This does also have 2 remote keys as well. I'll just start it up, and then, as I said, you've got the touchscreen sat-nav system. This is radio, Bluetooth telephone, and sat-nav. There it all is. So you can stream music as well. You can also stream video. You've got your navigation, your radio, and your telephone. Let's just turn that volume down. So here is your heating system. It is a resistive heater, so it does tend to zap quite a bit of battery power, but you've also got air conditioning. And then up here are your 2 battery gauges, well, your EV gauges, should I say. This one is showing you your battery state of charge, so we're currently at 70%. This one is your power meter. So as you're driving, you can see when you're sticking your foot down, you're using energy, and when you lift your foot off the accelerator, you're getting that regen braking. So that is when the electric motor turns into a dynamo and is putting charge back in the battery. The needle drops this way. And then here on the dash, we can see the mileage is 16,077 miles. And the estimated range is currently showing at 51 miles, because I said this isn't fully charged. So these do approximately 75 mile range. It has got a relatively small battery pack, and it does very much depend on how you're driving. So recently I haven't been driving this particularly efficiently, because we can see here the eco meter is only at 45%, so the estimated range is showing rather low. But as you probably know, range meters aren't particularly accurate, because it's based on how you have previously driven. Cars can't predict how you're going to drive. So it's going to take a bit of efficient driving to get the eco meter up. Then the range meter on the next, after the next charge, will then be showing something more accurate. But as I said, these do roughly 75 miles range in the summer. So I'll just show you the paperwork. This has 2 remote keys, as I showed you. It has had no previous keepers, so 1 keeper from new. The MOT is until 21st of the 10th 2019. I can put a new MOT on it if you require. That wouldn't be a problem at all. And this has got all the receipts from all the previous services, so everything that you would want to see, which is great. And service reports there. It's even got the invoice from when it was new. Look at that. And then at the back here we've got the book that comes with the charging leads. So yeah, really got an awful lot of documentation with this car. And then here we've got the original books. A bit difficult to do one-handed, but we've got the user manual, the satellite navigation manual, and the service history book. And here's your stamps from previous services, and the last service was done at 15,668 miles in December 2018. So what's that done? That's only done 400 miles since that last service. So I'll just quickly talk to you about charging. So in the boot here we have 2 charging cables. We have the standard Type 2 to Type 2 charging cable. So this is what you would use if you had a home wall charging unit, or you plug in on a public charging post. And then here we have the portable charger. So this is often called a granny cable, so this allows you to charge the car on a standard 3-pin plug, and there's your type 2 connector on the other side. So when you're charging on a proper wall charger, this has a 3.3 kilowatt charger, so it takes roughly 4 to 5 hours or so when you're charging on a charger. But if you're charging using the portable charger, this can only draw 10 amp, so obviously it does take longer. I think you're looking at roughly 8 to 9 hours, I think, from 0 to 100% if you're charging on one of these. And then your charging flap is on the side here, and it's a standard type 2 charger. You've also got some lights at the top here which shows you the status once you've got a cable plugged in. I'll just show you the boot as well. They've got quite a decent sized boot actually. It's not quite as small as you would think, and also the convertible roof doesn't fold down into the boot, so you don't lose any space. You do have a sliding parcel shelf up there, and then in the boot lid this opens and you can store the roof bars in here and keep them out of the way, so I'll show you that in a second. But on the hard top versions you can store the charge cables in here, but you could actually squeeze them in here if you wanted to, if you didn't want to put the roof bars in, but otherwise you've got to keep them in the boot. But yeah, it's pretty practical really. It's not as small as you would think. So I'll just now show you the roof folding. Really, it's party trick. So the roof has 3 levels of operation. Firstly, you can just slide the fabric roof to the back there and fold that back. The second operation is then you can fold the roof all the way down and remove the back section. The back window is glass on these, but you lose, the back window gets folded down, and as I said, it doesn't encroach into the boot space, so you do lose a bit of rear visibility. You can still see the road behind you just fine. It's just not ideal when you're parking, but in reality if you were parking, you want to see out the back, you would then just fold that roof section back up, because it's all electric and done from the inside the cabin, and it operates very quick. And then the third level is you can remove these roof bars here, as I've talked about before, and then store them away in the boot, and then you completely have the open top feel, and you can have the windows down and have the full convertible effect. What you can't move is these little windows here. They were fixed, but I'll show you all that now. So this is what it looks like with the roof down. You get the proper open air effect, particularly when you take the roof bars out as well and you put the window down. Obviously I've left the roof bar in that side, but it's all open. You've got a rollover bar here at the back, and as you can see the roof here does fold pretty flat. It's quite impressive actually. There's a glass window in there as well, and it all folds down into a section of only about 6 inches tall, and as you can see it doesn't take up any space in the boot whatsoever. It's quite an impressive roof system. So yeah, there we go. So this car's ready and available now. If you're interested, then give me a call or email. As I've said before, I can deliver these anywhere in the country. It will come to you on a flatbed, fully charged and ready to use straight away. This has also got that granny cable in the boot, so you can charge this overnight on a normal 3-pin socket. If you want a home wall charger, then you do get the government grant, the OLEV £500 grant towards the cost of a charger. So a charger now typically is £249 installed. I can arrange that for you, and the installation time of those is usually 1 to 2 weeks. And finally, if you found this video useful and you're watching it on YouTube, please do click the thumbs up symbol, because that helps with the YouTube stats.